don't want me talking about this, y'all. They don't want me talking about this. They don't. Mm, 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 mm. They just want me to hush my little mouth. Hmm. How dare you talk about underage children and marriages and stuff? How dare you get on there? Hey, Flipmo, what's going on? I was talking about the underage marriage with these kids, and I was looking it up so we can get to it. Thank you for the floating heart. Thank you, Flipmo. Okay, so the states, it said which states have no statutory minimum age for child marriage. As of June 2025, four states have no statutory minimum um, age when all exemptions are taken into account. California, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. As of July 2025, child marriage is legal in 34 states. 16 states have banned underage marriages with no exception. So if you thanks 90 baby, thank you. So if you so 16 states have banned underage marriages. So now we got 50 states. If we got 50 states, what states allow minors to get married? Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. It said which states allow minors to get married. Those include Connecticut, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Virginia, and Washington. Maine is now the only northeastern state that still allows minors to get married, as it allows 17-year-olds to wed. It raised this minimum marriage from 16 to 17 to 2023. Which states have banned child marriage? Michigan, Minnesota, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware. Virginia joined Connecticut. Governor Glenn signed the House Bill in 994 into law. This is sick. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Hey, Titi. What's going on, Deborah? Good morning. I was just talking about the states that allow children to get married. Some don't have consent. Don't they passed it where you don't have to have consent? You know, for the most part. And I said, how they taking care of the household. Let me show y'all this too. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all this video. Let me see if this comes up, y'all. Cause y'all know in Saudi Arabia, I seen that little 10-year-old girl pregnant. I want y'all to look at this. But look at that. It don't make y'all sick. That don't make y'all kind of sick to y'all stomach to be like to see a baby in a wedding dress. A look. It's called Understanding the Global Issue. Let me get on YouTube, y'all. Let me get on YouTube. I'm tripping. Let me get on YouTube. Pull this. Yeah, it's horrible, TT.
We are at Boca Rio Market.
Hold on, y'all. They did a documentary on it. Hold on. Okay, let me let y'all listen to this one. Hey, Jenny Love, what's going on? This one was forced to marry at 8. Let me play it real quick, y'all.
Amina. I'm 28 years old, and when I was only 8, I was given away as a bride. I know that sounds impossible to some of you, unreal, like something from a horror story. But for me, it was normal, expected, celebrated. They called it honor. I called it the end of my childhood. I grew up in a small village tucked into the dry belly of a northern Muslim region. No running water, no schools for girls past age 7, no dreams unless you counted the day you'd finally become a wife. I was the third daughter of 6. My father was a respected man in the community, stern, devout, and feared. My mother, quiet, obedient, and always looked down when she spoke. I remember her hands more than her face, cracked, calloused, always busy, always trembling. Our life revolved around the mosque. The call to prayer 5 times a day divided our lives into parts like slices of bread, measured, disciplined, unbending. We memorized the Quran by candlelight, sitting cross-legged on dirt floors, whispering Arabic we didn't understand, rocking back and forth like ghosts. We were taught that obedience was the highest form of love, especially obedience to your father, to your husband, to the Imam, to Allah. I didn't know what love meant. Not really. What I knew was silence and survival. The morning my father told me I was to be married, I was helping my mother boil goat bones in a blackened pot. She didn't look up when he spoke. Amina, he said, you are of age now. Sheikh Ibrahim has chosen you. I dropped the spoon, not because I knew what it meant to be married, but because of how quiet my mother went.
8 years old, y'all. 8. 8. This is in Saudi Arabia. That's disgusting. I'm honestly disturbed and disgusted by this video. Because it is crazy, Belinda. 8 years old, y'all. Yeah, she didn't know what love was. She knew what love was from her mama, feeling love from her mama and her daddy, but knowing what love is and to go and love a man who's 4 times your age is crazy work. And then if y'all see this video, y'all see her eventually with a baby. She looked like she was about 10. And if this don't disturb y'all, it's a problem. Okay? It's a problem. Thank you, Queen Butterfly. Thank you for the bouquet. This is crazy. And it's accepted. Yeah, let's finish.
She didn't move. She didn't breathe. She just stared into the boiling water like it could swallow her whole. Sheikh Ibrahim was 42. He had two other wives. He
42.
led Friday prayers at the mosque and taught the Quran to the village boys.
He had two other wives, and he was 42. She was 8. She was 8 years old, and he's 42. Now, what the fuck is a 42-year-old man gonna do with an 8-year-old? Are y'all off with the but you know over there, Max, it's very disgusting. But y'all know over there it's legal. It's legal.
People said he was holy, a man of honor, a man of knowledge, and now he would be my husband. I was 8 years old. The preparations began that same day. Women came to our house to braid my hair and paint my hands with henna. They dressed me in red silk, too heavy for
Right,
my tiny
Jose.
frame, and sang songs about purity and obedience and Allah's blessings. I sat there numb, not understanding why my stomach felt full of rocks, why my hands were shaking, why my mother cried when she thought I wasn't looking. The wedding night was a blur. Too much incense, too many strange faces, too many whispered congratulations. But for now, I want to say this. If you've ever felt like your voice didn't matter, if you've ever been told your body belonged to someone else, if you've ever cried alone in the dark asking God, "Do you see me?" Then maybe this story is for you. And I hope you listen. So many other girls still trapped in silence. Let others know they're not alone. Because I was 8 years old when I was taken.
Let me show y'all these little girls. That's her just telling her story. It's 15. Mm. The little girl in the red got me. The little girl in the red. Mm. She look young. She look like she at least 7. She look like she at least 7. She look like she's at least 7. Baby, I'm talking about. See, this is why you have to have a piece of steel, not steel, a piece be steel. You got to have you a piece of steel around the house, okay? Thank you, uniquely. Thank you. She said 15-year-old in Haitian, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. That's why we have sweet 15s. Really? Really, Max? And what, so the men come to your homes, Max, and ask for your hand in marriage? They ask your father, just the baby herself. They just ask your parents and say they want your hand in marriage, and the family gives it to them, and it's for money, right? How could they go along with it? And they are crying. My sister was a wife and my mother by 14. Yeah, because you are Haitian descent, correct, Max? You're from Haiti. So I know you would know. Max said my mom, 2 at 13. Damn. Mm, 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 mm. So Max is from Haiti, you guys. Wow, that's meaning of. I never knew that. I never knew that. You know what I'm saying? I always thought like how we did our sweet 16s, and hell, it make you not even want to do a sweet 16. Hell, it's like they saying you off in your child and shit. You know what I'm saying? But my mom and dad are still together. Okay, okay, okay. How much older was your father than your mother? Max, my grandmother, and my great grandma was married at 15, and we are from Pennsylvania. Okay, they arranged my oldest brother marriage when he was 15. Wow. Who did they pick? How did they choose to pick? Like, what's the process of choosing? Do you go, this is a wealthy family, my mom is 68 and my dad is 71. Okay, then that's not bad. That's that, and I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? Two young individuals and stuff like that. My dad was like that with my sister Rhonda. Hey, Dalen's mom. She said, I wasn't born. My brother is in his 50s. Wow. They was young. They was young. Hey, Dale. Damn, they was young. But Max, we talking about 8 years old. We talking about 8. I wish a motherfucker would knock on my door in his 40s and say he's been watching my baby. I'm talking about I got to take that charge out. Like I said, I don't need a jury or nothing. I'm guilty of all charges. You get what I'm saying? What you say? I don't get what you saying, TT. You might, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, because you know somebody take it and oh, she said something about your mama. No, you better say it. Good morning. She said my mom. I'm talking about 8, and a man knocking on your door and saying that they want to murder your baby. Your baby. And here he is with 2 wives.
But it would take 20 more years for me to find my voice again, and when I did, it wasn't Allah who answered. It was Jesus. I never knew what a bride was supposed to feel, but I knew how it felt to be terrified. I was small, powerless the night he took me. I remember the door closing, that heavy wooden door, the way it echoed through the walls, through my chest, like it sealed me inside a prison I never chose. The women had finished singing. The incense still lingered. My hands were sticky with honey and rose oil. I sat on the edge of the bed, feet dangling, my red silk dress swallowing my body. Then he walked in. Sheikh Ibrahim, my husband. His eyes didn't soften when he saw me. His voice didn't reassure me. He just looked hungry and proud, like he had acquired something rare, something expensive. Not a wife, a possession, a toy, a dollar. He said something about obedience, about Allah's will. He quoted a hadith. Even if her blood is still on the mat, if her husband calls, she must answer. I didn't understand until he reached for me. Then I did. Then I screamed. Then I begged. But in our world, a wife's cry is not a cry for help. It's just...
Wait a minute, Max. She said just because I have 2 kids and not married to their dad, my father has all rights to take my life if we were back home. You mean to unalive you? Because what, you had children out of wedlock? Some things we have to be grateful for. That's what I'm saying, TT. Goddamn. Mm. So if y'all have so over in Haiti, y'all, Max is saying if you have children out of wedlock, your mother and the father has a right to take your life. Hey, just listen, what's going on, sister? Your father has a right to take your life. Mm. So Max, was they mad at you when you did have your children out of wedlock, even though you're here in America? Hey, good morning, Jill. Good morning. Was that like something that was a problem? You know, I know I know you and your family are pretty close, um, tight and stuff like that. I always hear you talk about your parents, but I'm asking, was it an issue still? She said that is where beheading comes in, so your spirit doesn't come back. Wait a minute. Hot damn, Max. So if you don't cut the head off, the spirit comes back. What's going on, Jill? Hope you're having a blessed Saturday. This is crazy, y'all. This is because this is my first time really getting into this, but I have been with the trafficking and looking up Epstein. All of this stuff comes up. She said, I'm one of 10. We was already on American soil by the time I was 6 or 7. Mm. Has anybody in your family ever been beheaded, or has any of this ever happened that you grew up knowing about, like you know, as far as family and stuff, like stories? She said, my God, I would have never. I got to tell my daughter because she's crazy about Haitians. Yeah, because we don't know. We never looked into it. She said, for the love of Peter. We just hear stories and stuff like that, but we never, she said, yes, most families believe in it. She said, I'm doing great working on some videos and about to get this started. I'm doing good, Miss Jill. I'm doing good. Listening to these children be forced into marriage at the age of 8. This is ex-Muslim Amina's testimony. She nearly died at childbirth. I imagine. I'm sleepy. My ass was up getting good tea last night. I'm trying to tell y'all, tea was tea and the tea was brewing. It was good tea. Good tea. She said, because they don't want you lingering around soulless. Oh, okay. Okay. So Max said in Haiti that they, if you have children out of wedlock, they behead you. So your spirit will not come back. She said it's like keeping somebody on life support. Jesus. Thank you for the marshmallow. Thank you.
Just noise, and a child's fear is not a reason to stop. It's a sign of rebellion. What happened that night, I don't remember all of it. My mind shuts it out. But I remember the pain, the tearing, the shame, and the silence afterward. He slept. I bled. I didn't cry. Not after that.
At all.
I learned fast. Don't cry. Don't ask questions. Don't flinch. Just be still. Just be good. In the morning, my mother came to see me. She brought warm milk and turmeric. She saw the blood. She didn't meet my eyes. It is your honor now, she said. Then she left. I became a wife in that house, not a child, not a student, not a daughter. Just a wife and a servant. I cooked. I cleaned. I washed his clothes. He would leave for the mosque and I would be alone. When he returned, I would stand up straight, cover my head, and wait for him to speak. He didn't ask about my day. He didn't ask what I liked or feared or thought. He just took. When I turned 9, I started to withdraw into myself. When I turned 10, I stopped speaking unless spoken to. By 11, I was no longer surprised when he brought home another wife, a 16-year-old girl who looked at me with terror and confusion, the same way I had once looked at someone else. And I told her, it's okay.
Okay,
Just stay quiet. I hated that I said it, but it was the only advice I knew.
Yeah, growing up with that
I was
kind
never
of...
taught that I mattered. Only that I had to obey,
Yeah.
that a woman's worth was in how much pain she
I
could
would be
endure
scared
without
too.
complaining. I was praised for being silent, for being clean, for being modest, for covering my body and my heart and my soul until nothing of me remained. The Imam once gave a sermon on marriage. He said the Prophet's wife Aisha was only 6. Marriage is from Allah.
Sick.
To question it is to question his mercy. Mercy. They used that word so casually while girls like me died in silence. I started to wonder, if this is mercy, what does punishment look like? If this is God, why does he love the ones who break little girls? Why does he reward their violence? Why does he not see me? I remember one day, I saw a bird stuck in a net outside our courtyard. It flapped its wings wildly, screaming in a voice the only animals make. I watched it from the window and whispered, I know how you feel, because I was a bird too.
I know, Max.
And they
That's
had
the
clipped
truth.
my wings
Hey, Leisure.
and called it marriage. By 12, my body started to change, and the fear deepened, because I knew what came next. Babies. And I was right. But I'll tell you about that in the next part. For now, I just want to say this. If you are a woman who has been used, if you were told your pain was holy, if they convinced you that submission was your only purpose, please hear me. You are not a doll. You are not a slave. You are not a sacrifice. You are seen. You are loved. You are not forgotten. I was 13 years old.
She said, I only visit Haiti to see my grandparents. Last time was 2021. It was basically a war zone. I said, never the fuck again. Yeah, because it was, I know it's been a lot going on with Haiti for quite some time. And I always wondered why them white people was going over adopting them kids from Haiti. Y'all remember that, like maybe a few years ago, Haitian kids was being adopted like crazy. And I think they were selling them babies. I think they were selling them babies. Y'all notice we ain't heard nothing else about that traffic. I mean, all them people adopting them kids from Haiti. Shaking my head, I went at the wrong time because of the president was unalive. Wow. Wow. Cause I do remember that and what's his name? Will I am whatever his name is. There was a lot of stuff going on. At that time his name was circulating too and stuff. But I remember she said it's like having insurance. Think about it. Tasha, Kanye bought a city there and flooded and got massive monies for that. Mm-hmm. 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 That's why. She said, I believe Angelina Jolie. Hell yeah. I've been, like I said, what y'all going over there for, getting all these kids and shit? I never trusted it from the beginning. They don't give about Haiti. It's just lucrative. Yeah, yeah. I knew it was something. I knew it was something more than what they was trying to put emphasis. And I was like, why are they out of all the countries? And then look at this. All the countries, they want everybody to go over there to Haiti and get kids, adopt the kids and shit. I was like, well, hell, it's other countries that are just 10 times worse. And I'm pretty sure. She said, girl, my sister's husband is German. Where's she meeting? How did she get with a German? How did she get with him, Max? Was he in the service? But yeah, y'all, I said something was going on down there in Haiti. And I don't know why I never looked more into it, but I didn't trust it. I definitely didn't trust it. She said I was 13 years old when my body split open.
Old when my body split open to bring life into the world. But before that life came, I almost died. The first time I felt something was wrong, I was in the kitchen grinding spices. I felt dizzy. My back ached. My stomach twisted. I tried to ignore it like I always did. Pain was normal. Bleeding was normal.
Wow, Jasmine.
Exhaustion was normal. What wasn't normal was speaking up. So I didn't. But the pain didn't stop. It got worse, day by day, until one morning I collapsed in the courtyard, my hands still holding the pestle, blood dripping down my legs. That was how they found out I was pregnant. My husband barely looked at me. He didn't ask if I was afraid. He just told my mother to bring the midwives. She's too young, my mother whispered. She's not ready. He snapped. She's a woman now. Allah has opened her womb.
Ugh.
The months that followed were blurred by nausea, headaches, swelling. I remember vomiting every morning, lying on mats too thin for comfort. I was still cooking, still cleaning, still silent. My skin stretched too fast. My bones ached. My heart, I don't know. I think I stopped feeling anything by the 5th month. I just waited for
Yeah,
pain or
Max,
for
I
death,
get
whichever
it.
came first. Then the night came. The contractions started late. Just after Aisha prayers, they said it would be fast, that my hips were narrow, but I'd be fine. They lied. I screamed for hours. I bled too much. They told me not to make so much noise, that it wasn't becoming of a modest woman. But I couldn't stop. I thought I was dying. At one point, everything went black. And just before losing consciousness, I thought, is this how it ends? Bleeding on the floor. But I woke up. Barely. The baby was alive. A girl. Small and blue. She didn't cry at first. They had to rub her chest for minutes. Then she whimpered, and they called it a blessing. Allah has spared you, they said, but I didn't feel spared. I felt empty. I felt ruined. Like my body had been used, torn, and discarded. My husband visited the room once. He didn't hold the child. He didn't say my name. He just looked at me, eyes cold.
That's sad. I always wondered if my pedophile was doing it to his daughters, because when she hit 18, she left and never reached out to him again, and she heard about things he did. Mm. She said her body split open, and they said the husband told her Allah has opened your womb. What? It's the beliefs for me, y'all. It's the beliefs for me. It's the it's the it's the it's I'm sick to my stomach right now. And she's not the only one that has shared her story. She's not. It's plenty on her. And it's sad. And I'm like, Max, why visit these countries? She said, Tasha, that's why people say I'm so mean, but they don't know what I've seen nor been through. And people don't, Max. People don't, but we need your insight because it gives me a better understanding versus just going all the way in and researching somebody that's from there, somebody that's witnessed it, living in a world where beheaded, watching people be beheaded, knowing your cousin is, just remember playing outside in the yard with your cousin and now she's gone to be married at the age of 15 and, and stuff like that. And, or if they get pregnant out of wedlock, they beheaded and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. That is crazy to me. It's mind blowing. It's just mind blowing. And even the arranged marriages. Just imagine growing up where you didn't get to pick your husband. You didn't get to pick your husband. He could be a farmer. And you are now committed. It is, Samad. That's scary. That's real scary, y'all. That's real scary. That's real scary. In a way that I know we living in hard times over, but we're not nothing like those other countries. Sometimes we gotta wake up and be proud that we was as bad as we think it is. It's not. Because what other people seen, like Max said, nobody know what I seen. The stories. And one thing about Haiti, you go fucking with a Haitian if you want to. And I bet that ass will have a root on your ass. You hear me? Like down there in that dark swamps of the Louisiana. Man, look. Why you think we be trying to get to this motherfucker so bad? I see. Max, I already know. Hey, Prince. Hey, Sissy Pooh. You had one hell of a birthday, I heard, sister. I just told the girls I was going to reach out to you. You had one hell of a birthday, I heard. Your ass partied. You hear me? She said, you are blessed, Max. Yeah. Damn. We gonna get into this. We gonna look more into this. Y'all go look up these stories yourself. Look up things that's happened down there in Haiti too. I'm in Saudi Arabia right now. It's so many children speaking out now and stuff. She said and did. Oh, I heard, baby. You don't have to tell me anything. Shit. They said you turned the fuck up like it was 1999. Okay. But y'all go look up the stories in Saudi Arabia and also look up some testimonies in Haiti. I bet they're just as scary and worse as Max is given to us and stuff. I'm praying for these young ladies. Because one thing about, she said, look into the people eating people. That's why I don't do meat as much either. Ooh. Cannibalism? Max? Well, I wouldn't blame you because, hey, now. Okay. She said eating people. Hey, Pisces. Love you too. Cannibalism. Wow. Was it a ritual to eat people? I can't imagine. I couldn't. I'm getting sick just thinking about it. One day, an open panel. I'll explain it. Okay. I'll set that up sometime next week. Yep. They are here eating people for sure. Yeah, Max, let me get a thumbnail and stuff for it and do some homework. Hopefully by next weekend we'll have it. And me and you can get up here and we'll discuss it because I'm pretty sure people's interested because I am. She said in some countries, yes. Um, yeah, you know, mm, it just make you sick just the thought that you're bright eat human flesh. I cannot. I can't. Even eating certain things, we be icky thinking like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? We'll look at some food and be like, what is that? What is that? You know what I'm saying? How many restaurants we don't went to and be like, what is that? You know? So just imagine. Just imagine. But Tasha, how would you know? You right, Max. You right. I don't. You right. Oh. Damn. And you always did say you don't eat meat. You've been doing that for a long time, talk about not eating meat. You right. You are right. We don't know what we eat. And y'all know what? It makes sense, though. Pisces said that's diabolical. Cats, dogs, humans. Man say, yes. We really don't know. And a lot of people going vegan and are vegetarians. Just vegetarians. It makes sense. You get what I'm saying? It really, those kind of diets make sense. Because we put so many impurities in. This is why we so sick and say, look, well, I'm going to go take care of some stuff, y'all. Tomorrow, I'm just say this to y'all. Epic. Epic. It's going to be a blessed, epic Sunday. I'm going to have Bree on her tomorrow. You guys pull up. Why are we at spiritual warfare? She said all those missing kids are McRibs and nuggets. Ooh, Max, you know, and y'all know, let me tell y'all something. You ain't lying because, hey, Sonya, she said plant-based, been doing it for 4 months now. I don't care what nobody say. She said my dad always say this. I'm going to say this. McDonald's has been talked about with DNA of human remains in their food. And ain't nobody just make that shit up. We just don't listen. And I'm going to be honest, we don't listen. That's why I'm glad tomorrow's live, the thumbnail say, listen, Linda, listen. Because we won't listen for shit. We won't. We don't. We really don't. We really don't. It's shit's mind-boggling to me. But, look it up. Why has for years McDonald's been talked about with DNA? No other restaurant like that but McDonald's. Me and my baby are diabetic and have took insulin since 2018. My dad makes it for us. Also, he makes your medicine. Y'all make your own medicines, Max, for everything. I could see that. I could see things being more, him being a herbalistic more on your side of things. Than y'all buying, cause okay, she said my mom, daddy, and grandparents do. It makes sense. And we know this. We know that the medicine ain't doing nothing but causing something else to be wrong with you. That's why I told them the other day, I don't like taking medicine. I got bottles of muscle relaxers. I don't take. I be in here hurting like a motherfucker, y'all. I don't take that shit. Bottles on top of bottles of medicine. I don't fuck with that shit. I watch too many documentaries. I've watched people around me get sicker than, you know what I'm saying, once they got on medicine than when they was. She said, I love muscle relaxers now. Max, I got bottles. You heard me? Of muscle relaxers. Max, let me show you. Still in, I don't fucks with it. I don't. I don't like it. Girl, I got 4 bottles of these at home. A bottle here. These right here. Yes. Let's see, y'all can see. That's baclofen. Bottles and bottles of these. I don't fuck with them. That's why they still in the, you see the bag all wrinkled up. Girl, I twist these bitches and throw them to the side and they everywhere. I got medicine all in the cabinets at home, all in my closet. I don't fucks with them. I don't like it. Y'all stay going in comas. Wow, Max, really? She said the side effects when having to take medicine. That's what Max just said. She said they were swelling up and going in comas. The muscle relaxers will have you feeling loose as a goose. Best to take them when you go to sleep. Mm-mm. 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 They could tell too. They could tell when they be testing my blood and I go take my urine test, they be like, okay, you ain't taking your medicine, you ain't doing what's complied, and you ain't doing this. And I'm like, y'all not fixing to kill me off earlier than what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I don't give a damn. Jador would go in comas and I lose my vision, lose feeling in my limbs. I don't like it. I'm against ever since I think when I met Shank, and Shank goes to a herbalistic doctor. And you got to pay cash to go see him. Ain't no medical card, none of that. And I've watched him tell Shank that he had parasites and everything. He knew where Shank was hurting without Shank opening his mouth. I think Shank made me an appointment to go see him in February, y'all. I'm excited about that. Um, I'm really excited about that. I'm really done with um these doctors. Of course, they gonna give us anything because that's how they get paid. The pharmaceuticals not gonna stop making the medicine because that's how they get paid. Y'all get what I'm saying? Just like if y'all really read what Kobe Bryant was going through before he passed away and shit like that. That's why the conspiracy theory is about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they had all kind of shit in his name and had all kind of shit in this medicine, y'all. Okay, sister. She said once you get in the groove, you're gonna feel so much better. Man, Max fucking pills. And I am taking these antibiotics and stuff to get this blood out of my bladder. But other than that, I ain't fucking with it. People always drinking soursop when they really need to eat it raw. Mm. And everybody been telling me soursop. Everybody been saying, get you some soursop, get you some soursop. And stuff. She said people always drinking the soursop when they need to really eat it raw. That makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. He died because he started his and he was suing that company. Sis, go back and read, daughter. He was suing them pharmaceutical companies too. He had big lawsuits against them. They was I think it was fentanyl. If I ain't mistaken. I think it was fentanyl in it. I gotta go back and look. She said NC Moss. All right, y'all. I gotta go take care of some stuff. I'm getting out of here for today. Salute everybody. Thank y'all for pulling up. Max, me and you'll get together. She said they unalived that man. Show did, man. They unalived that man. They unalived that man for many reasons and shit like that. They definitely did. It was definitely set up for Kobe and shit to be unalived. That's sad. Prayers to him and Gianni. You know what I'm saying? Um, mm. Just thinking about it. You get what I'm saying? That's how corrupt this fucking world is. Dog. I'm trying to tell y'all this shit. It's all been set up like this from the beginning. From the beginning. But I'll talk to y'all later. Taco Prince, I'll call you in a minute. Salute everybody. I'll be back live later on today, okay?